We are fucking live.
Awesome. Woohoo!
All right,
Thank
Christian,
you, chat,
you
for
good on
hanging
you?
in there. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Modern
Oh,
technology.
I know. Isn't it
Isn't it lovely?
wonderful?
It is amazing.
Gil, I'm feeling, I got my dancing shoes on.
I feel like
Got your dancing
jamming.
shoes on?
I want a tippy tap.
We
Give
need
me
to
a
pump up the
beat.
jam.
Does somebody want to announce this like world premiere? I feel like Kristen, I almost feel like you should.
Oh, goodness.
Kristen.
Yeah, world premiere. Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman has received its very first original theme song. It's cool. This is from Air Force One in the chat.
Yes.
Roll the record.
You got a story, we want to hear it, yes or not, we will review it. Do your best to make us look foolish, we'll listen to them all, no matter how ghoulish. Truth or trash, truth or trash. If the story is real, it's something we'll feel. If we feel it's not true, you get a big F you. Truth or trash. Truth or trash. Thanks for tuning in. Now let the games begin. Truth or trash. Truth or trash. Truth or trash. Truth or trash.
Yes.
Damn,
Yes.
Air Force One. That's
Woo!
a banger.
In, now let the games begin. Truth
Oh,
Woo.
That's a banger,
it
dude.
really
is.
is. That's pretty
Yeah.
fucking rad. Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to that normally. That's a
Right?
that's a good song.
Air Force One. Shout out, man.
Much appreciated.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Huge shout out to you, man.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, welcome back, guys. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels like
It's
forever.
been-
Yeah.
A
I
whole
barely know
month.
you guys anymore.
Yeah. So much has changed in my life since the last time we had an episode. Yeah.
You didn't have a beard last time.
Right.
Has it been years since we've been together? Well, my face was shaved last time. I feel like
Yeah.
Did you fall into a
About to write-
coma at some point? What
Oh,
I'm about to
man.
write some commandments or something.
Yeah.
Well, what are
So,
we
guys,
doing
this is
tonight?
episode 5. This is episode number 5. Gil, what are we doing?
Yeah. So this week we are playing a little game called Truth or Trash. And I think we can kick it off here with some of our own personal stories, maybe like 2 examples on our end, and then 2 examples to kind of reserve for later in the show between us hosts. The rules are pretty simple. You call in, tell us your story, and you stay on the line. This is the important part. You need to stay on the line after you tell us your story.
Yep.
And then we take a vote, including not just us hosts, but anybody down in the chat. And so basically, if it's 5 people voting and you get 3 in favor of it being a true story, then it goes to true. Or if you get 3 in favor of being trash, it goes to trash. And then you tell us, was it a complete and utter bold-faced lie, or really was it an unbelievable story? So that's pretty much, it's a big fish, but it's a game show. Anybody that guesses wrong has to obviously take a drink. I mean, that's the simple part. So that'll help us find the perfect level of discretion and inebriation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So yeah, we're trusting you. You be honest at home now. Get your
Mhm.
drink ready. Alcoholic or not, you're either going to be very
Yeah.
drunk or very hydrated. Doesn't matter to us, but you got to take a drink.
Right.
If
Or
you
both.
are-
Or take a toke. Take.
Yeah.
I know some folks that are California sober. Like take a toke anytime you get it wrong. So
That's a lot. Well, yeah, I've been excited about this show. It's different than our regular speed, something different, something fun, and I'm very excited to hear these stories. I hope people got some crazy stories, whether true or not. I'm excited.
We will find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What y'all drinking tonight? Let's set it off.
Joey, go for it.
Okay, so I've got a smattering of drinks around here. So I'll go with my non-alcoholic first. So just a nice water, Nalgene bottle for
I
hydration.
thought that was a jar of pickles.
No,
I was like,
my jar of pickle water.
Uh,
My nice, of course, dehydrating Mexican Coke. Got to have that to mix to keep me energized. I have too much of that tonight, as the other hosts can attest, as I walked off and screamed for a second before the show. And then my alcoholic beverage tonight is a Cosmic Little Thing IPA by Sierra Nevada, which is actually in Asheville and also in Chico, California, too. The two ones. So it's my
Nice.
drink. How about
Nice.
you, Kristen?
I got the Trickster IPA by Black Raven. I don't think I've ever had this one before. It's a very crisp 6.9%. It's gonna do me right tonight. D.
well, I can never find anything, so I just said, the hell with it. I'm just going to drink energy drinks tonight, so I went with Ghost Energy.
Nice.
But, I'm out of it, so I actually found something.
Oh, what
Whoa!
you got?
Whoa!
Oh,
It's
what?
called UFO, Welcome to Raswell. It is a
Nice.
wheat beer with raspberry, and I haven't cracked it open yet, so hopefully it's not bad.
Raspberry beer. Good? Yes?
There is
Okay.
no raspberry taste, but it doesn't taste bad, so we're good. We're good.
Maybe you're supposed to shake it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
There's also no.
It's already open, so and look, there's even like a little
Just-
raspberry alien
Is
face
this
on it. Check that out.
Is that a weather balloon? What is that?
I don't think there's any raspberries in Roswell, so I mean, it kind
Roswell.
of makes sense, I guess.
All right, go for it, Gil.
Yeah. So I have the Hop Avenger IPA, which is a Voodoo Ranger line of beer. It's excellent for if you want the police to think that you've been carrying around 20 pounds of weed, because the second you crack it open, it tastes like weed. It straight
Wow.
up tastes like weed. And they somehow managed to make it not taste like trash and still taste like weed, which is just incredible. But yeah, the first time that I had it, I literally set it down. I was like, what the it hit. I was having flashbacks to my youth.
That's some dank beer. I've
Right.
got Steve from Nocturnal Frequency Radio in my chat tonight, and he could probably give us all some pointers and some good suggestions for some great dank paranormally based IPAs. He is a beer connoisseur. so to
Nice.
speak. Yeah.
Okay.
He's got some good
Okay.
stuff on his IG.
In our YouTube chat for BCR, we have Air Force One going with the tried and true Dank Dust. Dank Dust.
Damn.
So
Dank
that's
Dust.
nice. Heck yeah, keep trying it. We'll have to try that one too.
We
So
do
who's
really
going
like Dank
first?
Dust.
I need more time to come up with, remember my story.
I'll vote
Somebody
Joey.
else.
Hint.
Okay.
Me?
Yep, I'll
Gil?
vote Joey.
Joey.
Or me?
Joey
Oh
had
my God,
excited eyes.
I kind of
We're
wanted
all
to go
nervous.
last, but
It's not like we all haven't done shows over 100 times, but now that
Right.
we're on the spot, we're like, I don't know how to tell a story on air. What are you talking about? This is crazy.
I mean, maybe it was just all that excitement, nervous excitement earlier. I don't know. I don't really get nervous anymore, but
Do y'all hear that?
fireworks do. Apparently, fireworks happen.
Apparently in my backyard. I'm in a soundproof studio and it's coming in through my
Not a drive by, right?
I do think I might pay somebody in the future. And this is for folks for later. In the future, I might pay somebody just like $20 to walk by in the background while we're recording in Joey's background, just in a Bigfoot suit, just fucking casually. The whole time I'm looking at him, I'm just looking in the bottom corner, like any fucking second,
Right.
Bigfoot's just gonna be like,
Just randomly pop in.
Yeah, and it
Joey's
would
like,
work
I
too.
don't have any stories. Bigfoot's walking in
Yeah.
the background.
It would work too.
Nothing
Gil
ever
actually
happens
lives
to me.
5 minutes from my house, so literally we could pay one of our friends to do it, or he could pay Bigfoot theirself to come in.
Exactly.
I can't
walk through the
afford that.
background.
He's
Oh, yeah,
expensive.
they are a good couple grand an hour.
Yeah. Who's got that?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys also wanted to talk about episode 6 or if we want to go straight into it.
It's up to you, bud.
Yeah, why don't you give us episode 6 here, and then we'll launch into stories.
Cool. All right.
Because
Well,
it's all you, buddy.
it is. This is my episode to plan. So, we'd all been talking about it, and I had no ideas for anything to do an episode 6 on because, I just don't ever have any ideas and not creative and, things about like that. And I was just sitting there. And as you do, you usually wait till the last minute. Who doesn't do that? Everybody else
that.
does better stuff. You do that? Okay.
What? Wait till the last minute? Yes.
Okay. That's what I do. And some of my best ideas come out at the last minute because I'm just like seriously stressed out beyond belief. Well, for episode 6, I wanted to go into a kind. It's not really a different direction for us, but another topic that as we're only on episode 6, so we got a million different ways to go. So episode 6 is going to be theories on tap, your favorite conspiracies. So one of the big things that I love is history, and my favorite thing is to hear historical ones, but these don't have to be historical conspiracies, right? So you don't have to say George Washington is buried in a crypt beneath the U.S. Capitol or Napoleon is a reptilian, anything like that.
We know that
You
stuff.
can,
Yeah.
it's all truth, just
Yeah.
like the truth or trash tonight. We want you to bring all your conspiracies, so anything on Earth. And I want to say anything on Earth because if you bring a moon conspiracy to any of us or on this episode, you will see the angriest I could ever be. You will not see a nice person the whole episode because I cannot take any more moon conspiracies. I've had it up to, you can't even see my hand. I've had it up to there of conspiracies, okay? So, any other conspiracy that you have, bring your favorite one or make up one. I would love to hear if you made up a conspiracy there and gave it to us. We are looking for any of those. So that'll be episode 6.
All right. What's it called again?
Yeah.
Theories on tap. Your favorite
I think you're making this
conspiracies.
up as you go along.
No,
Theories
don't.
on
I
top.
actually wrote it down, and that's kind of all the stuff we talked about on our
Okay,
pre-production meetings.
I'm gonna
It
vote
would be
trash.
hey, if I made this up, I'd feel really good about myself. But I didn't make this up as I went. I typed it about 5 minutes ago.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So,
very cool.
let's-
Looking forward to it.
July
Let's
6th.
go into our first story. July 6th.
Mhm.
Yep. So it is. Please make up U.S. conspiracy theories for July 4th. Please make them up and give them to us. We would love that. And somebody's just celebrating July 4th a little early in Gil's backyard. So
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Alright.
So I'm gonna give the first story. A little bit less long-winded than what I just gave. So when I was around like 8 or 9, I think, must be about 1996, I lived in Virginia, like small town in Virginia, right? So across the street, we had woods surrounding a pond that was like right across from our house, about 0.25 miles away, about a half mile away about. And the pond was usually full of water moccasins. So freaking hate snakes. All my
Right.
life I've hated snakes. Those don't really have to do with the story. They're just we're around the pond. But so I always walk through making careful I wasn't careful sure I wasn't stepping on any of them or that they came out on land. And we also had wild dogs that ran around the neighborhood that would
Yes.
attack the llamas down the street from our house. It was pretty bad. It was actually really sad. And I think they actually killed one or two of the llamas. Well, I really like to go back in the woods and just walk around and see what I could find because there was woods right behind the pond, and I would just go back there as a kid, and that's kind of what I did. This is before cell phones, really. For me, it was before cell phones, so I would never have a cell phone on me, so I just come back around 5 or 6 p.m. just to eat, watch TV, whatever the thing was on. So the area behind there was pretty calm most of the time, as well as it's like a normal subdivision. It was about 15 houses on about a mile road. So I was going back behind the pond one day, and I saw just this little small animal bone sticking up out of the ground, right? It was animal, so really wasn't too worried about it, but it was pretty interesting because I really hadn't seen like small animal bones sticking out of the ground. So I just kept walking, and I just kept walking the same way, and I saw another bone. And it was pretty easy to see that something had just left like bones that had been eating, maybe a coyote, a wild dog that like goes after the alpacas or something like that. So I was a little bit like, nope, okay, maybe I should be careful and listen to things. I didn't have music going on at the time, didn't have headphones on because you had CD Walkmans at this time. And honestly, if you walk for like 2 feet, they would skip like that. So I wouldn't
They
listen
were
to
the
music.
worst. Yeah.
They were the worst. You couldn't run or do anything.
Nope.
So I just kept walking that way and walking and get to this kind of like it was a small clearing, which I had not seen before, even though I'd been in this area a good amount of times. I could remember that on one side of the clearing, there was a small path through the grass, like something had been running through there. You can always tell when it's in like a clearing and there's like a bunch of tall grass around, and you're just like, okay, there's a spot where an animal's been running through, right? You can see like the grass has been over, it's pretty easy to tell. Probably what I thought was like a coyote or something dog like. Well, there's a bunch of small animal bones littered around this clearing. And at that moment, I started going, okay, this is getting a little creepy. I was like 8, so I slowly started backing out of the clearing back to where I'd like come from. And I started hearing these really, really, really weird noises coming from the other side of the clearing where there was a path, right? So I could see over there, but I couldn't see anything. Even though it was still, a little daylight, it was a little dark in there. It was kind of hard to see. Couldn't put my finger on the sounds. I couldn't say that it was like a dog. I couldn't say that it was like a bear. But it was kind of big. So I was 8 again, so I couldn't gauge the size of anything. And as I remember, I pretty much started hauling ass down the path where I had come from, which was easy to find since I'd just come back through there. And the grass was like nice and matted down for my footsteps. And I ran as fast as I could through the woods, around the pond, and back out to the yard, and over the road and back to my house. I don't remember if I heard anything coming behind me or chasing me, but to this day, I still remember that little clearing. And honestly, I never went back that way again because I didn't want to find out if something was there that could have eaten me, killed me, or maybe sacrificed me to the gods. I don't know. And that I just never went back in that area. I stayed away, and it just was a weird happenstance from when I was young. End of story.
And
Yeah.
you'll never know what was creating the growl. What was the sound? What was the animal?
Gotta
Go ahead, Gil. Sorry.
go. No, please go ahead.
Oh, honestly, it sounded in a mix between a bear and like a coyote. I mean, it didn't sound like it was like a coyote, but it sounded a mix between something dog-like and something bear. It didn't sound like a werewolf. It didn't sound like a werewolf, okay?
It was
just
a man
sounded like
bear
something
coyote.
It sounded like something growling at me with like a real low thing, not a dog and not a bear. I couldn't put my finger on it, and I'm not very good at making noises, as Gil can attest. I'm not very good at making noises. It would just sound like Matthew McConaughey in a bear voice or something. So I'm not even going to try to make the noise, but it scared me so bad. Yeah, it's true. It scared me so bad I never went over there in that area again, and I just was like, I don't know what it was. don't know if it was supernatural. I mean, obviously I didn't see anything, so I don't know what it was. Could have been a bear, but it just scared me so bad because I was 8, and yeah, you just don't do that. Let's go back in those areas when you're young.
I got a question then. Harry Carey said, "Joey's BCR origin story?" Question mark. That's awesome.
Does that mean how I became interested
Yes.
in the paranormal?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd honestly forgotten about it until recently, until I was thinking about it, because you don't, when you're young, you don't really remember things. So you don't it's not something that happens every day. So you just don't think about it. And I don't think about that now, until we started going what are stories that we could tell? What are things that happened to us when we were young? So this was one of those things I was like, shit. Should probably tell that. I don't honestly have, again, like you joked about, I don't have a lot of stories that I can go through, besides seeing a UFO at Brown Mountain Lights or seeing a UFO at our friend's house in November 2020. So
Okay. All right. How do we want to handle this one? Is this just with the host, or should we hand it over to the chats?
I think a little bit of both. So I would throw out there to anybody in BCR Chatland or in any of the other Chatlands. Let's get a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Any questions that you have for Joey? I say we give it a couple minutes. Do you think that his story was truth or trash? Do you think? And I want to clarify too ahead of time. Trash means any part of the story was fabricated. It can't be a 90% truth and an actual that does not make a truth. And as we all know, because we've all seen politics, the best lies are 2/3 truths. So and we're not respecting that here. So if we can get some thumbs up or some thumbs down, some emojis of trash cans or angel wings, whatever y'all want to do to give a thumbs up and thumbs down. I will be keeping tally on my handy dandy notepad.
All right,
right
chat. Thumbs up if you think it's true. Thumbs down if you think it's trash. If you have any questions, pop them into the chat.
Yeah,
we'll throw them out there for Joey.
And we're gonna go fast here, so it's going to just be over the next few minutes, and then we're gonna call it because we have 3 hosts that are sitting out, which means there will be a tie-breaking vote. So. Yeah. But yeah, Damien, jump on it, man.
Go ahead, Damien.
How often did you go back there before this happened?
Ooh.
I would imagine I went at least once a week. And I went different ways. So it was you could go through this little area around the pond to go into the woods, or you can go to the left and go around the pond. And if you keep going back, there's a main highway. So you wouldn't go that far on the left side, but I'd keep just going every different way. So about once a week, and that was for about 6 months, I would say, that I was doing that. And yeah, and this was that was the last time. I was like, no, thank you. I would not go to that area anymore. I just kept going to the left. So, and I had a friend down the street that kind of was like, let's go somewhere else. And we went down to the woods by the llamas where the wild dogs were, which is even better.
So what time of day did you say this happened at?
This was I'd go back home at 5 or 6 p.m. So this was maybe 4-ish.
Okay. What time of year was it?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I would say it wasn't fall. It was definitely summer, because I didn't go out a lot during the fall or the winter because it was too cold. So probably summer. It's when I usually went out.
Harry Carey said, behavior panelists are watching Joey, looking up to the left to recall. Damn. Damn.
Behavior panelists. Oh yeah, we got people looking at all
Little
of our,
do they know, our videos are mirrored.
Oh, I guess they are mirrored, yeah. Looking up to the left and right.
So he's looking up to the right, but he's looking up the stage left,
right.
which is actually his right, which is actually
Left.
We saw past your planning, Harry Carey.
leading up to this episode, it reminded me of that show that Lied to Me. You guys ever watch that? I was trying to think because he's like an expert at like seeing and
Ooh.
sensing lies and the things that
Oh.
people do. It's so good.
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, is that
So-
true? If they look to the left, yeah, go ahead.
How old did you say you were?
1996 about.
Okay.
I was born in 88, so.
I'm going to be honest, off the bat, I was incredibly suspicious
Mhm.
because you said that you saw strange bones sticking out of the ground. And as somebody who grew up spending, my before 12 years, like every time, I moved away from kind of like out in the country when I was like 13. So my early childhood was spent roaming around woods and fields and shit like that too. I don't know a single random bone I ever saw sticking out of the ground that I didn't immediately run over to and yank out with like the ferocity of just God. Just like, oh my God, what is this? Just like ants crawling all over me, ticks on my face. I'm like, wow, look at this. So that's a little
Yeah, I
sus.
never did that,
I'm gonna
though.
say
I
it's a
would
little
never do that.
But that's
if
but
you know
that's the-
me as you know
I
me
do.
now. Think about me as a kid. I would never do. I don't even go outside. I hate camping. So this is the biggest thing.
That's true.
I hate
This
camping.
is true.
And
That's-
so me going outside and doing
gonna-
stuff as I was young, it was much funner,
Yeah.
much more fun.
Yeah. I could see you'd be walking on the sidewalk, the tall grass would touch your leg. You'd be like, ew, I could
Yeah,
see that.
pretty much.
I 100%
Yeah.
could see that. Okay. But
Yeah.
knowing that about you, but that also explains a lot of like, hey, you and me, besties for life, but like we are completely diverged when it comes to those types of behaviors. I'm gonna give a thumbs up. I'm gonna say I think it's
Okay.
true. I
Okay.
also think I know what it was. But
You guys want to vote?
D-Booze,
Yeah.
K-Booze, anybody in our chats? I got another thumbs up from Hair Force, our official musician for the show.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a person from Germany in my chat, Parsival. He would vote, but he says he's had too much beer.
That's
he
literally
says-
that's why you
he
should
says-
be here.
He followed up. It's true. He says it's
Okay.
true.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
got a bunch of trues.
Okay.
Okay.
How many more
So we got
do you
another true.
want?
Well, you guys,
Well-
D-Boo and
Okay, you guys go
K-Boo.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got to vote too. Right now, we just have two
Seeing
upvotes.
as how this is our 5th episode, and it's been very rare that Joey's had any story to share with us. It makes it harder to believe,
Mm.
but at the same time, there was no like stutters or anything or pauses in the story. Either it was true or really well rehearsed.
Mhm.
Mm.
So
Uh, uh,
I'm gonna have to go down. I don't think it's
he's
true.
the first
Whoa.
one to
I don't
say
think it was
false.
true.
All right.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
I did get another true in my chat, Miss Heidi.
All right.
So for my vote, I got tripped up a little bit with the year that you said and the age that you were at that time. I was trying to do the math real quick in my head because I was like, well, that would make you about my age, and I know that's not true.
I was born in 88. 96 is 8 years.
80. Okay. Yeah. You're not as young as I thought you were.
Oh my god!
You
I
know-
think we talked about this
Why
last
did-
episode.
Why did you say that with concern? Why did oh my god! Oh no, technical
Does
problem.
this beard grew up in less
No,
than
man.
But the beard is from the 70s.
yeah.
I don't know that there was something about it. I did hear a
Oh.
stumble, and it could have been nervousness, and just a flow of a lot of words for you, just like D-Booze was saying. It was a lot. I am
Okay.
also gonna say it's trash.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine.
All right.
Do we
That's
have
fine.
every?
That's
do we-
fine.
Do we have every?
So-
I mean,
So the final
also say-
verdict is everybody called it true.
Except for me and
Everybody
you.
except for you two. Yeah.
Except for us.
No, yeah, we got 2 down votes, 3 up votes. Joey,
All right. All
Okay.
right.
is it truth or
Are you
trash?
guys ready?
We are ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's trash.
I fucking knew you. I should
The
have
one
known
who
when we
knows
went
me best.
Drink!
when we went
Drink!
camping and you literally yelled out. You literally yelled out, "I always lie. I lie about everything." I was the season. I'm taking a sip.
Oh,
The season didn't make any goddamn sense because actually what you described sounded more like rutting season. Like that sound actually sounds way the fuck closer to a very pissed off and territorial buck.
Yep.
But seasons didn't match up, but I was gonna give you the benefit of the doubt around you were 8.
A long time ago, yeah.
That's what
It's kind of how I wanted to portray it, is that I was young.
You
and
did good.
A
You
lot
did
of stuff
good.
wasn't messing with it. But hey,
You did good.
Damien, Kristen,
Mm-hmm.
you guys, the
I
guy
remember-
who knew me most said truth,
I
and that's
re-
bad. And
I
sad. I'm sorry,
remembered
Gil.
the
I
other
lied to you.
other thing that
okay.
that made
I
me think it
distrust you.
might not have been true that like sent up my red flags was this was
Yeah.
a lot of bones that you
Okay.
just kind of stumbled over in the woods. Do you know how rare it is? Thanks to Sasquatch research, do you know how rare it is to actually stumble
Yeah.
across any animal bones out in the wilderness, the woods, what have you? It's very, very rare. That was a lot.
Yeah.
Just poking up out the
Yeah.
earth.
Yep.
Yeah.
1996.
Good story,
Year of the
though.
bones.
The year of the bones.
you're the bone. Oh,
Very
Thank
good
you.
story.
And I want to apologize. I'm sorry I lied to everybody. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. But I wanted to start off with a lie.
You
I actually had 2
bastard.
stories. I had a truth and a lie, and I had to decide which one I wanted to say, and the trash was the beginning. So
It's not the first time you've lied to me, dude. I don't really take it that harsh.
Oh, he is-
I'm fucking-
Gil is really mad.
Just my camera settings again and turn my face red. Well, y'all, we did hit the half-hour mark. Do we want to open up the lines
Yeah.
for people to
Yeah,
call
let's-
in, and then
Yep.
we can trickle through our own stories in between? All right.
For
Mhm.
sure. I know we got a couple of people in the chats. I'm looking forward to you calling in. I'm expecting you to. Because we've talked before. I know you from my life, and I know you guys are good storytellers, man. And you have some very exciting lives too. So, truth or
Mhm.
trash?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Let
excited.
me
Yep.
give us just.
I'm excited to tell mine because I think y'all are going to be. I think y'all are going to be hard to guess mine.
Oh, all right.
I'm excited for it too.
Yes. Yes. Did you want to go next, Eboos?
I can.
Yeah.
I can.
Okay. All right. Well, we wait on our first caller. Be brave, guys. Take part in the fun, in the game.
Call in
Let
anytime
me
you
throw that
want.
number out there.
Yeah.
208-717-1611 is that number. Parsifal, he says he cannot call in because their English is not very good.
Aw.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can, we can deal if you would like
Mhm.
to,
Yep.
If
can
he
deal
if
with
he
it.
promises, 100%, and this is something we actually are working on
Mhm.
towards the future, is getting live translation set up on the show because fuck
Yeah.
being limited to just one language in this day and age. But I
Mhm.
would throw out there as an offer to our German guest, if they want to fire over a quick email of their story, right,
Yep.
to the Beers Booze Boogeyman email or to the Paranorm Girl, any of our emails, and if they'll stick on the line, we'll read it and it'll get submitted into the show. So I don't
Yeah.
know. This
Yeah,
is an
there's-
option.
Feel
This is
free.
an option.
hmm Take your time to write it out. If you want us to do it, we can still do that.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
And
we
my email, if you want to send it to me, it's paranormgirlpod@gmail.com. It should be down in the notes. All right, D. Go for it.
All right. So, you guys have heard a lot of my stories, even before the show. But this is one that I actually just thought about today. I was like, I don't think I've told that yet. And it's really interesting. So, growing up, the place we used to frequent as teenagers that really got me in to the paranormal was this cemetery that was nicknamed Werewolf Springs. Um, Long story short about the cemetery, there was a circus train traveling through in like the late 1800s. It derailed. Supposedly, some of the animals got loose, and there was word that one of them was supposedly a werewolf. The werewolf like raised havoc in the woods, killed people and shit. Don't know how true that part is, but that's how it got its nickname of Werewolf Springs. Um, so, like I said, we would frequent the cemetery pretty much every weekend. That's where we went instead of being out partying or going to football games, shit like that. We went to the cemetery. And one night, it was just myself, Keith, and his girlfriend at the time. And we're at the entrance of the cemetery. At night, they would close the gate, so we always had to jump the gate to get in. So we're at the gate, getting ready to get in there. And at the very back of this cemetery, and it's not a very big cemetery, it's kind of like a family cemetery. It's not very big at all. We see at the very back, like this tall, like white figure standing at the back of the cemetery. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I look over at his girlfriend, and she's like, yeah, I see that too. And I'm like, what exactly do you see? And she, tall white figure. And so we jump the fence trying to get closer to this thing. And by the time we get over the gate and stuff, it had disappeared. So I don't know if it was just a random, blanket of fog, or we saw a fucking ghost standing back there, or a big tall Yeti, but it was, I don't know what it was. And tripped me out. And this is on the way over here, that popped in my head. I was like, I need to talk about this. I've never talked about that. Like, it was one of those ones that stuck out to me, but it didn't stick with me. Like some of my other stories did. So it was, I don't really know what it was. And we went back, I don't know how many times after that, we never saw it again. So I don't know, like I said, if it was just a random pocket of fog, or we actually seen something stick. Because there was also rumors that there was like some kind of weird fucking cult in the woods too. So it was a lot of stories from this.
That.
Right. So, a lot of stories from this cemetery, and, we experienced a lot of weird shit out there. And that was one of them. So, yeah, that's my story.
Can I ask the first question?
Yeah.
How tall was the fence that you guys jumped?
It wasn't actually a fence. It was just a gate. But we still had to either climb over it or climb under it. It was just a random bar, like, gate. But we couldn't actually drive back there at night. So we either had to crawl under it or hop over it.
Okay. People in the chat, we're going to start the timer now. So truth or trash, what do you think of Damien's story here? Thumbs up, thumbs down. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat and we'll ask. I have a question.
Okay.
What was Keith's girlfriend's name?
Her name was Nikki.
Nikki. Okay.
I think it's trash.
Oh, he's going right ahead of time. No questions.
Jump right in.
Werewolf Springs? Are we just Are we gonna overlook the circus werewolf that killed people in the woods?
Hold on a second. Can I be honest
did you
about
Google
this?
Werewolf Springs?
It's a real place.
I believe that it's a real place. And we will do an episode on it. But
I had to sorry Damien. I had to look it up and see if it was real. And it's an actual real place. So it's really cool.
Jeez.
Damien, at some point, Damien, you have told us your origin story, right? And you were just saying this is one of your earliest stories. I'm like, it's suspicious. It's suspicious, man. I don't know.
You'll find out in a minute.
Gil's also mad because he said truth to mine, so he has to be the opposite.
That's true. I'm just gonna get fooled by everybody all night.
Oh,
Kristen?
man. I have my mind made up on this one, D. So I will say, a werewolf springs, and the story of a werewolf killing the locals, and the story of a local cult living in the woods and sacrificing people. That is such a southern goddamn thing.
That's true.
It's true. Your story is true. What a neat detail.
I am going for truth
All
because I
right.
think it's true. I saw it in your eyes. I was looking into your eyes the whole time, just into those dreamy, beautiful eyes. I was
Better
just
yet,
watching
Just big
and
brown
just seeing
puddles.
if they blinked once, if they blinked twice. I know it's not true, but I did not see you blink once. I am saying truth. What does the chat say?
Oh, anybody
Got
in
any
the
votes
chat
in the
want to
chat?
throw a thumbs up or thumbs down? What you think? True or not? Fact or cap?
Your cap.
Damien's short story, but good story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any takers on my end.
1 second.
There's also a delay too.
True. So we
should
got
keep
one
that in
true.
mind.
Bigfoot Club. Bigfoot Club. One
Bigfoot
true
Club.
so far.
Shout out Bigfoot Club. Bigfoot Club
Mhm.
thinking it's true. I'm over here just slowly ruining my reputation for discretion.
I'm just staring deeply into this chat right now.
We've got somebody tuning in from Canada. Thank you
Nice.
so much for jumping
Welcome.
on,
Thank
YZ.
you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And a shout out again to, or just kind of bringing this up again, feel free to call in at any point in time with your
Right.
own truth or trash story. Try to trick us. I'm down in my votes. Everybody else is up on their end right now. So, this is a game for everybody. Call in, tell us your story. And, if you want to, start that off by asking Damien questions directly about his story. Right, and following up with his tale and voting on truth or trash. Right now, we are at 1 down vote, 3 up votes. So, only got a couple minutes left.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Damien is he's a very good storyteller too.
Mm.
So
And
wholesome.
you're right. I don't know if he ever blinks, so it's just constant, staring into your soul. He never breaks eye
Mhm.
contact, and it just makes it all the more
Ever.
believable.
Take
Yeah,
hold.
if you're lying to me, Damien, right now.
Hey, look, I have a lot of rad stories from Werewolf Springs, and that's just one of them.
Okay, all right.
Captured our very first EVP at Werewolf Springs. Sounded like a little girl saying good morning.
Okay. All right. Shall we tally the
just
final
Wendy
votes?
from
That was
Wendy's. Good morning.
All right.
Well,
Well,
all right.
I am good on my end. Kristen, you got any more
Yep.
votes coming in?
Nope, we're good.
All right. Truth or trash, Damien?
All right, so it does involve
Truth or
my
trash,
best
Damien?
friend Keith. I'm getting there. Calm your tits, Gil. Shit. So it does. So it does involve my best friend Keith, and out of respect for him, I'm not going to tell any lies involving him. So it is true.
The fuck.
Drink
Kristen,
it up, Gil.
2-0.
Sheesh. I'm doing great.
Gil 0-2. Yeah. And this is his game too.
I'm misvoting just because I'm thirsty at this point. I'm just...
Here, I'll sympathy drink here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah, it was really fucking weird. We couldn't figure out what it was. And by the time we actually got to where we could start walking back there, it was gone.
Yeah.
Not a clue what it was.
And it looked like just a very large figure.
You're right, it did.
Is that right? Okay.
Large
I don't know.
and white. Like it was almost like a wall of fog, but it was shaped like a figure. It was weird.
Damien, I voted truth because this just sounds like a you story. Like it just
Kinda
sounds like
does.
something that would
Yeah.
happen to you. And so I was like, this is and besides Keith, I think that I just looked at you and I was like, this just sounds like so much something that would happen to you. In this, when you get over there, it's gone. You're just like, dang it, we almost got
Right.
it. Because most people will be like, let's leave right now. This is pretty creepy. So
Right.
if you had said you left, then I'd have been like, this is trash. This is trash. You would never leave after seeing that.
Yeah.
He's leaping
true.
over fences and everything, running through
All
cemeteries
sorts
to
of
get to the ghost.
crazy shit.
Right.
All sorts of
Mhm.
crazy
Yeah.
shit. So, I don't know if y'all can see that. It's probably super tiny on y'all's screens. Our phone number is 208-717-1611. Break out your phone. Why don't y'all have this number saved yet as a contact? It is 208-717-1611. Again, if you still need it. No, we're waiting for you. We really want to hear your voice. 208-717-1611. Call in and tell us your craziest tale, true or false.
Mhm.
Maybe Gil will get one right.
Take part. Well, we move on to the next host. I might be ready.
Okay.
I don't know.
Did
But
we-
anybody
can
who
we-
wants to call...
Oh.
Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say, anybody who wants to call in, as always, don't worry about interrupting us if we're talking.
Mhm.
What's up, Gil?
I was going to say, give a few minutes just in case somebody wants to call in. Trying to pressure folks in the chat here. I know y'all got stories. We've talked with y'all before. We are waiting. We are waiting for you. Here we go.
Sweet.
There it
Gotta
is.
love the peer pressure.
You are live. Can we get your first name and where you're calling from?
Hello.
Hello.
This is Bob. I'm calling from Texas.
Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Cool.
Hi,
Thanks
Bob.
for calling in.
Bob with Bigfoot Club.
Oh, hey.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for calling in. So,
What's going on, man?
nada. We are collecting stories, truth or trash. So I don't know I think you came in a little bit late into it, but if you want to share a tale, it can be total BS, right? Which Joey knows means Bigfoot scat.
Yeah,
It can be total BS. Or
Bigfoot scat.
it can be the truth, but don't tell us. Tell us a big old tale, right?
Okay.
We're all going to take a few votes here. You stick around
Okay.
for a moment, and then we decide on if it's truth or trash, and then you tell us, is it truth or trash?
Okay. I got one. I was the former Bigfoot researcher for Texas Bigfoot Research Center in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And when we first got our website up and going, our goal was to get like stories at least sighting reports in Texas, but we ended up getting them like nationally. So we got one from Kentucky, and it was this lady, and I hope I can say some of the stuff on here. But I got this one call from this lady, and so I ended up calling her, and so she said, yeah, I have a Bigfoot coming down the mountain. I guess she was right close to Appalachia. And so this Bigfoot would come down the mountain, and she said, this Bigfoot wants to have sex with me. And I said, okay, how do you know this?
Whoa.
This Bigfoot was coming down the mountain and was wanting to have sex with her.
All right, I'm voting truth.
And I said, and then I go, okay. I go, how can you tell? And she says, well, he's coming down the mountain, and his junk is glowing whenever it comes down. And so at the time, I had my mentor Luke Gross with me.
Wow.
And I asked him, I go, is that possible? He says, well, Bob, there are some phosphorescent mushrooms, and maybe this Bigfoot got into it, and and then touched his junk, and then now he's coming down. So she would tell me that it would come down and bang on her trailer, and so she would yell at it, and then it would eventually go away. And so I didn't get a chance to make it out to Kentucky, but I did reach out. I did reach out to a local Kentucky group and see if they could take it. They never got back with me on it. So that's my story.
Bob, I need to
Wow.
hop in real quick. Can you find that email you sent to the group in Kentucky? Because I think that would be a fascinating email if this is true. Hey guys, no, we haven't talked much, but I got a question to ask. Wow. Okay, so Bob, if you could stay on the line.
That's a pretty good one, right?
That's a damn good one. I'm with you. I'm voting up on that one.
That's insane.
I'm a bit of a Mayweather
Hey,
Gil,
Gil, hold on,
voting
bud.
state. Yeah.
Hey, let's hold on for a second. The stream went down.
Stream went down.
Yeah, well, I don't know where
can-
you want to pick up, or if he wants to, and we can just finish his story and kind of wrap it on a private record. Do you want to do that?
I
and
think
we'll
that
upload
would
it?
be
Yeah.
I think that would be a good call
Yeah.
for the right now.
Okay.
Bob, I'm giving you an upvote on glowing dick Bigfoot.
Right on.
Oh,
Right
man.
on. Yeah.
Kristen,
Joey?
Damien,
Yeah,
Joey.
yeah. I ain't got any questions. That story was fabulous. I was totally sucked in, and you got an upvote from me, Bob.
Damien?
True.
Well, I will say this. This is probably not the only Bigfoot penis story that I have.
Well, true or not,
Oh,
Bob, you're a fabulous fucking storyteller, and I'm going to give it the thumbs up. I'm going to say it's true.
mm-hmm. All right. One more vote left. Joey?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Joey's got the thumbs up.
Man, you got
So is
truth
that-
across the board.
What is
yeah.
It is true.
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
It is true.
You told it too well, too quickly to be false.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I feel
something that
redeemed.
crazy,
Well,
something that
you
crazy
know-
isn't false.
Man, you know what?
yeah,
Bob.
there's I think that's go ahead.
Oh, sorry. You just made me. We should do an dedicated episode just to Bigfoot penis stories. If Bob's got so many, I bet he's
Right.
not alone. I bet there's a lot of people out there that got him.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
I
Glowing
think
Bigfoot
I even
penis story
have a
specifically.
teabag one too.
You know
Oh,
what?
no.
Hey, I vote right now. If we can get some more stories from Bob, do you want to help rescue the show now that you're kind of like the only listener / caller that's on the line? And this,
right.
you got in my mind. I'm sitting here like we were gonna go a little while longer. Fucking let's go. Let's rock this shit. We gotta. Bob, is that cool with you, man?
Well, if you want to schedule me on another time, I'd be happy to come on too. So
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All
We
right.
can do that. Sure.
Okay.
We'll do that.
We would love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I would love
Bob
that.
knows how to
yeah.
negotiate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Someone from
No, love
B3
it.
or most of us will contact you to schedule some time with you.
okay.
Technically, I reached out to
Sounds
you
good.
months ago, two years ago. No, I'm just
Gil-
kidding. I would
yeah.
love to have you on, though. I think
Yeah.
you'd be the only, you'd be the second Bigfoot expert we've had on our show. Kristen, I know that you just absolutely love Bigfoot and you want more Bigfoot episodes. So I don't know if that's something you'd want. We're gonna get you airtime, my man. Is what I'm saying.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we will.
Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
just so you know, I've been a Bigfoot researcher for 20 years. I was one of the 12 original members of the Texas Bigfoot Research Center. They're
Nice.
now called the North American Wooded Conservancy or something.
Mhm.
And I was a case director for a paranormal group for 10 years for a group called Pentex, Paranormal Investigations of North Texas. So I got both spectrums. I've covered both, and I
Hell
got
yeah.
some strange theories and ideas and stuff. So because I think a lot of times Bigfoot and the paranormal, they kind of cross over a little bit at times.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Bigfoot researchers don't like to talk about that, but really it's one of those things that it's hard to miss it, because I've talked to thousands of people who've had paranormal and Bigfoot experiences, and some of these stories that I've came across, you can't discount some of the supernatural stuff in it. You just can't.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
True that.
Well, thank you, Bob, for
agree
the
more.
story.
Thank you.
and
Thank you so much, Bob.
Yeah,
that was
for real.
awesome.
That was great.
We'll contact you offline.
No
Somebody will.
problem. I may
Yeah.
I may have y'all come
I'll,
on come on to my show too. So
Ooh.
Hell
Yeah,
Hell
please.
yeah.
Honestly, to be fully transparent, I know like Joey and I, and this is actually at the recommendation of Kristen. We should go on more shows. We're kind of just like some scaredy cats, over here at Black Cat Report, and we we invite folks to come over to our house, but we never go over to other people's houses. We should. We would absolutely love to come on. Is what I'm trying to say, and we'd love to have you on too if you have availability sometime next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me look at my schedule. I'll if one of you can email me, I'm at bigfootclub1@gmail.com.
Bigfoot Club.
Okay.
1. Got it.
Thank you.
Do
so
you
much.
also do
Okay, so just
Instagram?
email me and we can. Yes, I do. I do Instagram. I do Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. So
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. Awesome, brother.
But-
Awesome.
Well, thank you, man.
alrighty, man. Well, it was good. It was good talking to y'all,
Yeah.
Good
same.
talking to you too, man.
And,
Have a good night.
and we'll. Okay. Have a good night.
Nice.
Have a good one, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Bye.
Oh, well, it's so weird how fate works out that way. Like the systems, everybody's gonna hear this on the recording after the fact,
Yeah,
after it's all edited together, and we post the entire show so everybody can enjoy it.
Recording again.
Okay, because we're going to finish this show.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. We're having all
welcome
sorts
back.
of technical discombobulations.
Okay, so where
To
should
episode
I
5,
just start
part
over?
3.
Just start over.
All right. So, what I wanted to say about fate and Bob kind of sneaking in there under the wire, which is crazy
Mhm.
because what we are doing right now, we are continuing to record the rest of this episode because we are professionals, damn it. But
Right.
our live was cut short because, so we are hearing reports across the country, YouTube is having some issues. YouTube went down for a lot of folks. So that is what happened to our live stream. Anyone who was in the chat, sorry. Welcome to the replay of the rest of our show.
Right.
We just wrapped up with that amazing caller, the one caller that just skirted in under the line and was
Yep.
on with us when YouTube went down. Even though YouTube went down, we kept talking to him, and he's amazing. That was Bob at, he said the Bigfoot Club, Texas. Yeah. He was so awesome. And, it was meant to be because we're hoping to have him on the show in an official capacity at some point. So that's just fate, man. That's fate.
Yeah.
But
And-
YouTube, more like no tube.
no
Right.
tube,
And-
zero tube.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and make the call now because we did want to try to make this a thing. If it was successful, we'll go ahead and do a second part of this sometime down the line. And hopefully
100%.
we can actually get more people to call in without, us being cut off from the world. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, we can still finish this, and I think we should, just like regular. Do we want to do one more story from the host, and then we'll close it out?
Yeah, I think
Do you
there's
wanna-
one more person that hasn't talked
Who?
and said their story, but has been here. Who hasn't?
Gil
So we got
hasn't.
Gil.
Is it caller? Oh, no.
Is
Damn
it
you,
caller?
caller. Damn you, caller.
Who so
Yeah,
far is one
okay.
of two.
Not that we're keeping dibs here or anything.
hey,
Not that the person that lied to me would be rubbing this in.
No.
We'll talk about this now.
We'll talk about it after.
Yeah. So it's funny because Joey, your story reminded me a little bit of mine.
I call
too.
trash. I'm just
And
no. Go ahead, Gil.
Like my life.
So grew up out in the country. Grew up out in the country until I was about 12, 13 years old. And, family had about an acre of land, part of it had a garden, part of it is where, like dog pens, part of it is where I had a hole that I would play in. And to just dig sand.
It's probably true.
Because that was fun. But that's not the challenging part. It's not the contentious part here. So, when I was really young, my family and I would go on walks, and so we had an acre of property, and the back of our property butted up against a corn / soybean field. It depended on the year and the crop rotation, and there's about I would say 2-3 acres going back until eventually you hit a series of sand dunes, and then you hit a forest. And so my ass was like always playing back in those sand dunes, right? Because sand dunes in the middle of nowhere in the country, they're like exclusive, and I was like a huge nerd, and wanted to be an archaeologist. So like that was my shit, when I was little Gil. Sometimes my family and I, we would cut through the corner of the field, go back past the sand dunes, go into the forest, and once you went a little ways back, it was kind of like a wild, like open clearing, and then more woods. So it was tall grass. I can say at the time, me being about 4 feet high, the grass was about as tall as me. So it's just like weeds and grass, in between patches of forest. And we would go back there, and we'd take this trail along the forest, end up at the family's Baptist church, way the fuck down the road. So it was like one giant loop that we would walk, it'd be like from our house through the woods, past, and like come up behind the church, and then walk back down the road to our house. It was a couple miles. I don't know. Country shit that you do, right? Well, one day when it was so it was my sister, my mom, my dad, and I. We are all walking, and along the trail there was a ditch, and there was a car that was smashed into this ditch in the middle of the fucking like woods. I don't know how the fuck a car would get there. Mm-hmm. Let me phrase it like that. There was a car smashed into the ditch, and so we kind of like, obviously we're like, my sister and I are little kids, we're kind of like poking around. My parents had the good gut reaction of don't go up to that car immediately. And I think it wasn't so much the car, it was like there might be dead bodies in that car, and we don't want our kids to be fucking traumatized, right? And so I remember seeing my dad like kind of like hobble down into the ditch and like look, and he's like, no, it's fine. And he was kind of like trying to pull at the door, and look, it was out of sight. And I mean, we only maybe went walking as a family at least 3 or 4 times a summer, like through that area. So it could have been there for a month, could have been there for 2 hours. We have no fucking clue. It was just like, we were all like, that's new, right? In the middle of nowhere, in a ditch where there's not a clear road to get fucking here. And it's like pretty far off of the road, right? This is 1/8 of a mile, 1/4 of a mile of like grass, again, like super fucking high, and like thick ass forest, right? And so my parents called the cops and reported that there was an abandoned car in the middle of nowhere up in the woods. Cops opened up the trunk. There was a shit ton of money. That car was from a bank robbery.
Whoa, what?
What a twist.
See, it was going so well, Gil. And you just have to throw the twist in
Fuck! What the? I was just starting to tune you out.
You M Night Shyamalan.
He totally
Shyamalan it. Yeah.
Shyamalan it. Shyamalan. I don't know. Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
United it.
What a twist!
Boy, you know what? I have no questions. That's a true story.
No, wait, where did you say you grew up, Gil?
Northwest Ohio. Specifically, I grew up in Monclova, Ohio, which everybody just pretty much refers to as Toledo, Ohio. But Monclova, so I grew up exactly 1 mile from the Toledo Express Airport, from like the fence line of the Toledo Express Airport, which is like out in the country. It's also where the 101st, I think it's the 101st Airborne is located at. I drove by last year, I want to say, or the year before. They definitely have a few more houses out there now, but growing up there, like we had one set of neighbors, another neighbor that was never home, and an old lady that lived kind of farther down the road. And that was it. There wasn't, it was cornfields, like there wasn't shit out there,
Or
Well,
soybean fields.
I know here.
Yeah, or soy, depending on the season.
I know here where I've grew up, I've seen random cars just out in the middle of the woods and have no clue how they could have got there. With no roads, no pass in between the trees to squeeze through.
So this is picture this is the lining of the ditch, right? And obviously you have trees and shit kind of all through here, but there's like a little bit of water going through there. This was a clearly not been abandoned car for a long time. Like it didn't have moss and shit all over it, and it was like this smashed into the fucking ditch. So like it wasn't just kind of like somebody just drove their car and was just like, all right, we're good. It was just like, no, they fucked up and smashed their car into the fucking ditch. And they were like, run away! And like, but yeah.
Fucking bank robbers, man. Yeah. Well, I already made my decree, so it's on you guys.
Questions? Thoughts?
Joey.
Considerations?
I have thoughts.
Okay.
About this Baptist church that you guys walk to every month. You said, well, how many times a month you say you're going? 3?
No, we went to church every fucking Sunday, but I'm saying like walked there. This would be like a like the family would just kind of be like, "Hey, you guys want to go for a walk?" Yeah, sure. We'd go for a walk as a family.
I'm saying
there
trash.
really was nothing to do. Okay.
I'm saying okay, so my vote right now is trash.
I'm torn because part of me wants to say, okay, it's gotta be trash, because if it was a bank robbery, surely at some point the cops would have found it just randomly off the side of the road.
It was not near the side of the road, dude.
It was in the middle
of the woods. Yeah, it was in the woods.
But
no way,
this
was not a way to get back there.
If I can pull up old Google Earth, I'll show you exactly where the fuck it was at. I remember.
Oh, he's doubling down on it if it's a lie. Mm-hmm. Careful, D. Careful.
Just like I did in my story.
Oh, yeah. And the area was called Vampire Creek. I'm fucking...
So, I'm going to go with my gut here, and I'm going to say it's trash.
Damn, I'm the only one that's wrong, huh?
It was true.
God damn it.
I'm the only one that was right?
He got us.
Kristen, you went undefeated.
100% fucking true. I wish we were live. I wish that my sister could call in. She was there.
Oh, she can call in. She can call in.
She still can call in.
I don't know. She can't really see this. But yeah. I wish we were still live streaming, let me put it that way, and she would see this to call in. I don't know if she's thought about that in years. I haven't thought about it in fucking forever. But yeah, it was true. Like, it was, I don't remember the kind of car or anything like that, but you know, I clearly remember, like, I have very vivid images of like my dad kind of, you know, he was older, he was like in his 60s kind of, or like might have been early 70s then, but kind of like hobbling into the ditch to like check to see if there were fucking dead bodies in
Mhm.
the car.
Dang.
Where the fuck it
Man.
was, they had drove through very fucking tall grass on dirt roads that were probably about big enough for like, you know, a dirt bike to go down.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like about an eighth of a mile into like woods and like tall fucking grass and like, you know, branches and shit like that. About an eighth of a mile in before they tried to, I'm assuming they tried to like turn off of it and cut through the forest, and that's when they discovered there was a ditch. And they crashed into the ditch and freaked out and took off. I don't actually know what the fuck happened past that, but I do remember when my dad went out there to show the police, like take him out to it. He's like, we discovered this car, and he's like, they were like, okay, show us. And then they like ran the license plates or ran the car or whatever, and then they checked it and everything. They're like, yeah, this is from a recent bank robbery.
Huh.
Like the people had got away from the fucking cops. Like,
Wow.
That's crazy.
Man.
Yep.
Dude.
And this is why you don't call the cops, people, because if we would have just taken our fucking time and opened up the trunk of that car, we wouldn't have been so
No.
goddamn poor, okay?
Yeah, oh gosh.
I don't know.
No, I encourage crime, all right? I'm like, speaking
It's-
for
does.
myself.
It's someone's opinion that you did the right
Mhm.
thing. The
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
things were done.
I don't know him.
Yep.
But anyway.
So,
Damien, we got a drink on that one.
Yep.
Drink. Yes.
Revenge, bitches.
but
You tricked him.
but
Yes.
I don't think Kristen sold her story yet.
Oh, damn. What time
Yes.
is it? All right. Oh, we got 10 minutes.
Damn.
You've
Damn.
already-
Tried to get out
Hey,
of it.
man. I'll talk
All
until
right.
until the hour, and then I'm out. No.
You've already
Wow.
won the game between the
I
hosts.
know. Now
So
it
now
doesn't
it's
matter.
now it's going to be a
You're
battle
crushing
between.
it. It's the only one that mattered.
Now it's
Okay.
going to be a
second place.
battle. Now it's a battle
Me and
between me
Damien.
and Joey to see who comes in second.
All
Because
right.
Gil's already lost. He's like 1 for 3.
I'm 2 for 3.
All right. All right. Final
Or,
story.
I'm 2
final
for
story
I'm 2
of the
for
night.
4. I'm halfway, bitch.
I feel so lucky. I feel so blessed being the final story of the night. All right. So you all know I used to be an
Right.
actor, right?
Perfect.
So
Yes, this is
years ago, gosh, I was still in my 20s. I moved to Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I was only there for like 6 months, but I was just out of college. And so I started submitting for, roles in theater, like local stage productions and whatnot. And I got an audition, which meant I had to go from my home outside of Minneapolis. It was in like St. Paul, like it was a quieter area of St. Paul, and go into downtown Minneapolis, which I had not been downtown yet. And I was still very scared of like city stuff. It just seemed like a lot. It was a lot for me. Country girl. So I take my car in. I parked it in this like weird parking lot that I thought was near where the audition was going to be. And I started walking. And as I'm walking, I'm looking around at these street signs. I'm looking around at, because, I didn't have Waze at the time. I didn't know where the fuck I was. So I'm looking around, I'm like, I think I'm fucking lost. I'm lost downtown Minneapolis in a city I've never been in. And I was all by myself. And so
Yeah.
I'm walking, and I must have had that look on my face that said, I need help. I need some stranger to start talking to me. Because all of a sudden, this real big, tall African American fella comes up to me out of nowhere. He's like, do you need some help finding something? Like that, like kind of abrasive, a little aggressive, like, and I mean, I'm from the country, like I don't know anything. I'm just like, yeah, and I was starting to get scared at this point because like I didn't see anybody else around, and this stranger just approached me. He's like, you need help finding something? I was like, yeah, actually, do you know where this and this theater is? I have an audition, and I'm gonna be late, trying to like make him like kind of like let off and let me go so I could just like quickly run off. And he was like, oh, such and such theater. Well, I know where that is. I know a shortcut. Follow me. And he turns on a dime and walks into this building. And I'm standing there. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And he turns around, looks at me. He's like, come, it's a shortcut. I know the way. And for whatever within reason, I followed him. I followed him into the building. It was like a big, like, corporate building, office building. And he's like walking like 10 feet ahead of me. So I'm keeping space between us. And he's just walking and he's just like head down, heading straight through this building. He's like going down hallways. I'm kind of trailing behind him down hallways. Suddenly he goes down these stairs and I follow him down these stairs. And we're in this like, it's like a tunnel system. And we're going down this tunnel. I'm keeping my space. I'm keeping my space from him. But I'm following this guy through just like all of these like just rat tunnels and friggin' weird hallways and like the back rooms, okay, of Minneapolis. And as we're walking, he's not really saying anything to me, and he's not like, being weird. So like I kind of let my guard down a little bit. And so I said something like, so, I was trying to make conversation. What's your name? And he says something under his breath. He like mumbles a name. And I thought I heard Rizzo. And I got really excited because I knew a Rizzo back in college. I knew a Rizzo. And I was like, oh my gosh, Rizzo? I know a Rizzo. That is so random. And he stops in his tracks and he turns and looks at me. And he's like, no, Lorenzo. Like that. And I was like, okay, Lorenzo, thank you. And then he turns and continues walking. So I continue following him. And we're walking. And it's just like all of a sudden, we pop out this door. I couldn't see what was on the other side of the door. It was a glass door. Pop out this door, and the theater is directly across the street. And he turns to me. He's like, there you go. Break a leg. He turns around, goes back inside the building, and disappears. And I made it to my audition on time. The end. Hey, we still got 5 minutes to spare too. That was a short story.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in.
Yeah.
Because I've known you now, Kristen, for over a year, and I've never once that I can remember you mentioning you lived in Minnesota.
Okay.
I remember Montana, California, Louisiana. I don't remember you ever mentioning, even for a brief moment, Minnesota. And what's in Minnesota to like audition for?
Minneapolis is a big city.
I get that, but it's like I don't know. I'm gonna call trash on this. It's just I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
In all this time, Damien, have you ever known me to lie? Would I lie to you?
I don't know.
All the damn time.
All right. Boys.
If she's anything like your best friend, then she does.
Oh, no.
My best friend.
Feelings were hurt tonight. Friendships were destroyed. Truth or trash?
This game sucks.
No more BCR. No more BCR.
So we got one down vote.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of car did you drive?
I had a black VW Golf at the time.
What year?
I bought it almost new. I cannot remember the year. I will be honest about that. But it was
You bought an
couple of years
almost
old.
new black VW Golf
Yeah.
in your 20s?
Yes.
What job do you have before this as an inspiring actor?
I was engaged to somebody who helped me.
Gold miner? No, I'm just kidding.
It's gold digger.
Taking
Gold miner.
the politically correct term.
Yeah, once you become a pro, you become a gold miner.
I'm just teasing.
I'm aiming for
Teasing
gold
with love,
prospector.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just trying to chill in town and sell the pans and the picks because that's where the real money's at. But it's true. It's totally true.
That is true.
What time of year was this?
What time of year? I lived in Minneapolis.
Wednesday.
It was
8 o'clock.
no, it was like heading into.
It was like an 8 o'clock kind of year.
Heading into winter, and I'll tell you something about that after y'all say. But it was heading into winter.
This is. And you said you parked in St. Paul or
no, like it was a parking lot in Minneapolis. I drove from St. Paul.
Yeah, I mean, the Twin Cities, like they're right the fuck there next to each other. There's a tiny ass bridge that's just kind of a token separation between them. But that does make a difference because Minnesota has winter storm tunnels to travel between buildings during the winter because Minnesota or Minneapolis, I should say, gets completely fucked during hard winters. It's the same thing. Dallas, I went through them last time I was there, has underground tunnels connecting shit tons of skyscrapers downtown to an entire underground like cafeteria mall thing. And it's so that business, like people working in all the skyscrapers, can travel down through tunnels and avoid the like incredibly fucked up intense Texas storms.
Huh.
There's a whole fucking tunnel system. It's trippy as fuck, and it is the back rooms. Like it is like what the fuck. Like there's a camera every 6 inches, but the place is just like looks abandoned. So I don't think that's not sketch at all. And some, Lorenzo, like he, was just like, yeah, I'll fucking help you out. It was no big deal for him to navigate through these tunnels. At least in my mind, that's how I'm seeing it.
Why
so
was
I'm gonna
he
say
so
it's trash.
so angry and so helpful. Okay, all right, got my second trash. Fine.
I'm just kidding. I
Fine.
think it's truth.
Okay.
It's truth.
Okay.
I think
You
it's
gotta
truth
be-
because
you
I
guys be
believe in
careful.
my friends.
All right, Joey.
Trash. Think it's trash. I don't think it's true.
We are.
All right. Damn.
So that is 2 votes trash, 1 vote truth.
Damien,
Good.
I actually lived in Minneapolis 2 times in my life.
That's
Joey, Damien, drink. You guys are wrong. It
God
was
damn it.
Oh, Gil
entirely
tied it
true.
up.
You came out on top at the end, buddy. You did. You did.
And
Good
I
job.
found a new best friend.
We had a 3-way.
My middle
I would
finger.
lie
Oh,
to
fuck you.
It's a 3-way tie for last.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys, that was a lot of friggin' fun. That was a fun game to play.
Heck yeah.
Totally agree.
Hopefully the folks who were in the live part of our show got to see that and saw how much fun that was. I had a blast tonight. Thank you for recommending it, Gil. Let's just say it for the replay here. So our next show, Joey, remind me what the theories on tap?
Yep. Your favorite conspiracies.
Yes. Okay, so we're doing conspiracies. Joey especially
Craft
likes
conspiracies.
especially likes the historic conspiracies. We're going to hit that on our next episode, episode 6, and that is going to be July 6th. I believe it is the 6th. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We're going to be
6th.
starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, which would be my recommendation, so that it will be 666.
Wait.
I would like to recommend that.
Oh.
Can we put that to a quick vote?
Nay.
Trash.
Oh, come on.
It would have to.
You
It would have to
guys!
be. It would have to be like 6 Central.
Yeah, it's not,
Okay. I can
Which would be
deal
7
with that.
p.m. Eastern.
I can deal with that.
Which would be 7
I can
p.m.
do
Eastern.
with
That's only
that.
4
Yeah.
o'clock my time.
Can we
That's
do that? Can we
could
do that?
You want to do 6?
Like,
6
guys,
o'clock?
but this is a golden opportunity. Damien,
How,
Truth.
can we
how
do
would
that?
Truth.
how would you get 666? Because July is the 7th month.
Yeah, but it's our
We're
6th
doing
episode.
this-
Ah, that's
That's
true.
what he's-
Sixth
That's what he's
episode.
trying to do.
We're bending the rules.
Ah,
We're
good.
bending the rules of the numbers.
6th episode.
Months
I
don't
can
matter.
make-
Rock.
I can make 6 work.
All right.
Yes.
There we go.
All right. Well, we'll put out the call on
666.
social so nobody misses that. That's going to be a really interesting one. I am not I'm not big into conspiracies. I enjoy them whenever I hear them, but I don't do them a lot. So I'm very excited
Yes,
about
sir.
this, guys. Very excited.
Everybody research your favorite moon conspiracy. And
Every time you bring a moon conspiracy, Joey has to drink.
Yep.
So bring them.
Oh,
actually,
my goodness.
he quite literally needs to.
I'd have to drink if I hear a moon conspiracy.
Right.
So,
Man. All right, guys.
Yes.
Another one under the belt. Another successful. Really enjoyed this tonight. So did we have any other announcements that we wanted to put in here at this point?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Pick me.
Pick you.
Joey.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. I was waiting to say something.
So, yeah. So, our next episode is July 6th. The return of Life Beyond 6 Feet is July 4th. I have been saying it's coming back, it's coming back, it's coming back. And this show in itself has brought that joy back for me.
Aww.
I am going to do it.
Aww.
I am going to do it a little different. Instead of releasing an episode every single week, I'm going to do it every other week. So that way I don't get as burnt out as I did last time.
Mm-hmm.
And so for this season, it's going to be some past guests and some new guests. I've already booked all my past guests. I'm not going to give away who they are, but I've already booked all my past guests. I'm going to do 10 episodes. I've got 5 past guests. I'm going to have...
We were never past guest, Gil.
I'm going to have 5 past guests and 5 new guests. I've already got 2 of the new guests booked, so I got 3 more to figure out. But I'm going to do my first recording in a couple of days with the past guest, and
A lot of
that
numbers.
episode will release July 4th.
He's going to be shaking trees and breaking knees, all right? He's going to be out here handling shit, cashing checks, breaking necks. D-Boos ain't fucking around. July 4th, the only explosions you're going to hear are in your ears. I mean, that was already kind of a normally expected thing, but the point is there'll be ghosts this time, motherfucker. Get ready!
He's back, and this time it's personal. Yeah, do the face thing.
Oh, gosh.
You got this, D-Boos. I am fucking stoked.
Yeah,
for
congratulations.
Feet to come back.
Yeah.
So,
Very
like I
good.
said,
We've been doing CPR over here for 5 months trying to get you back in the spirit, and it is just fucking awesome that you were getting back in and you were going for it full steam.
Like I said, it's been almost a year since I did my last episode, and
yep.
Internet issues be damned, and yes, cancellations be damned. I'm gonna come back. So I've been saying it. I just didn't know when, and what better way than the nation's
resurrected?
What better time than the nation's birthday? So let's
honestly, I feel bad for it. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like maybe they need to reschedule. That's how I'm looking at it.
I agree with that.
They need to celebrate July 5th now. So.
Y'all need to move the fuck over.
All right.
Hell yeah, man.
All right,
D-Boos. Well, you're already on a roll. Why don't you give everybody the deets where they can find that beautiful show and everything else?
Life Beyond 6 Feet on all your glorious social media networks. TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Instagram, at Life Beyond 6 Feet. And if you want to get caught up until I come back on July 4th, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that fun jazz, Life Beyond 6 Feet. It's pretty much anywhere you listen to your podcast and favorite music. So go check it out, get caught up.
Hell yeah.
All right. BCR boys.
We just kind of be doing shit.
You can find us on all the platforms. Every week we have a new episode. Every week there's something different. We go from paranormal to serial killer to Gil's friends walking down the street to him robbing people. I don't know. We pretty much do anything that's not within reason.
Moon
just please
conspiracies.
watch us. Please listen. We're desperate.
We are desperate. We are everywhere. You get your podcasts. You get your music. We are even on the Lifetime channel. You can find us there.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. So iTunes, Spotify, all those things.
Well, y'all are on radio now too, huh?
We are on radio.
That was just for that month.
Just for that month?
That was just for that month.
Oh.
Just for that month.
Just
we are
in
past now.
They'll call you back. They'll call you back if they know it's good for them.
Better.
All right.
Your turn.
All right.
Paranorm Girl.
K-Boos.
Where the hell can we find you?
Please find at Paranorm Girl Pod on all socials, all of them, and search the show if you want to listen to audio. I am on all listening platforms, all of them. And you can watch visual episodes. You can see this beautiful face doing those episodes on YouTube. That's right. So find me everywhere. Yee! I post once a week. I am about to go on hiatus, but we'll talk about that later. So
Oh, yeah.
find me. But that's all
I
I've got.
I did want to say something else. July, I think we do have a couple of rad announcements coming July. So not going to give away anything, but we do have some stuff on the horizon. So y'all
Yes.
be sure to tune in July 6th to hear that.
Very exciting stuff coming.
If you've made it this far, guaranteed you're gonna want to be tuned in.
Yep.
July 6th.
Seriously, yes.
I'm just gonna say that you are a diehard, and we fucking love you. I'm also gonna say something else. We make this show for you, not for these other motherfuckers. Right? They're just our side chicks.
Yeah.
All right. We make this for you. Right? Like, they're never
Side
gonna
babe.
know. These side subs, okay? But, like,
right.
no, but y'all
Let's
are the
take it out.
best. Let's take it out.
All right, D.
So until next time, here's a toast to the ghosts in your hall.
The Bigfoot hiding in your yard.
And the gray waiting for you to fall asleep.
And please listen responsibly.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.